Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sleepy Jazz, and in today's video, I am playing Genshin, and want to talk about Snezhnaya, the 7.0 update, and I want to give my opinion on the gameplay and the Archon quest, because Snezhnaya is the region that we have been waiting for, what, the past 5-6 years now, and a lot has been added with Snezhnaya, a lot of gameplay unique to Snezhnaya, and the Archon quest I have to talk about, so there will be spoilers. World quest I haven't been able to get into as much, but I'll probably get into a little bit of one world quest that I'm currently doing, but I haven't completely finished it, so I think it'd be unfair for me to talk about world quests here when I haven't finished them all. But I do want to talk about the main points, the gameplay, the Archon quest, and the lore. I'm going to start off with the gameplay so that way those of you that have not completed the Archon quest can pause the video and come back to it when I start talking about the Archon quest, or you can just hear me yap about the gameplay. So let's get right into it. So a lot of you may or may not notice this little icon at the top left corner right here, this little journal. It's unique to Snezhnaya, and it involves your Archon quests and all of your some of the world quests as well, and you can get extra rewards for doing said quests. See, for example, this one, like I'm currently doing here, I will, once I complete this quest, on top of the rewards that I originally get, I believe I also get these rewards: 400 adventure rank experience, 50 primo gems, 30,000 Mora, 5 Heroes Wit, that's what those are called, and then Mystic Enhancement Ores. And then there's also this, and of course there was more before this. You get it for every, like, quest completion that you get, and these are actually pretty decent rewards. I mean, if I look at my Primo Gems right now, I was sitting at a little above 4,000 right before I started playing Snezhnaya, and I haven't done much here. I've just been doing the Archon quest, getting a few teleport waypoints and stuff, and just off of the Archon quest and the world quest alone that I've been doing, and this few teleport waypoints and stuff that I've gotten, I already have gained over like 2,000 Primo Gems, which, for someone that's barely like maybe 1/3 into exploring all of Snezhnaya and stuff, I think that's really good rewards. Now you guys also may be noticing this little T in the corner right here. This is how you can place different constructs. You have a cube, you have the basic heat source, you have a launching platform, you have the grappling gun, link mechanism, storage device, ambient bollard, sign icon, and sign text. If you guys have been walking around through Snezhnaya, you'll see a lot of the sign and the sign text boards and the icon signs. And sometimes you'll also see other people's cubes, basic heat sources, launching platforms, etc. Constructing these does cost some resources. This is this little HUD bar right here. You get this after you obtain the Eye of Grey. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, so sorry if I butchered that there. But you can build different constructs that help you explore around and also help you with completing some of the world quests you're going to be doing. And notice this Z right here. This is where we're going to get into the Traveler's new outfit and the point of where she has a gun. This right here is also involved with the Eye of Grey. I might be butchering that. I'm definitely butchering that. But you have 3 different weapons right here. These are frag crystals. When you throw them, they pretty much disperse this like area of electro, pyro, hydro, or cryo, and it deals consistent damage to nearby opponents, as it says right here. And then you have your different guns, and of course there's different assembles for the gun. You have the muzzle, you have the gun stock, and you have ammo feed and gun sights. These you unlock with blueprints that I have yet to unlock. And then there's also another gun you have, which is called Balsog's Sunwheel, which is a grenade launcher. This I don't have any assemblies for at all yet, but this one's really cool. I like this one. And yeah, this is the Traveler's full outfit. You do not have this outfit throughout the entirety of Snezhnaya. You typically get this outfit while you're playing World Quest or through the Archon Quest, while you're in the Shadow Realm, which I'll get into that later. but it's only during specific parts that you will have this gun and this outfit on, and it's kind of like a special gameplay type thing. And then you'll also see in this left part here, you have messages. I don't really mess with this much because I haven't messed with this much at all, but if you go here, the Eye of Grey will give you information about different things throughout Snezhnaya, because he's kind of like a database slash whatever he is. And this little journal thing right here, this little journal icon right here, just tells you all the constructs that you have unlocked and tells you the crafting requirements for them and gives you some definitions of what the construct is, the appearance. You can also change the appearance of some of them, purchase like the Jack Frost Goodie Shop, basic heat source. Yeah, some of them don't have different looks. This one does. Polyar Bear. Some of them, yeah, a lot of them just don't really have different constructs. This one has a lot of different constructs. Or construct appearances. But that is really cool. And that's about all I think I have for this. Oh, change layout. Oh, yeah. This is how you you just go here to assemble the guns and stuff. Oh, yeah, and you can press Q and E to change between your guns and stuff. This, you can change what frag you're using. I like Electro a lot. But you can change your loadout entirely. This setting thing is just for the controls for this game mode specifically because your controls are slightly different compared to when you're normally playing Genshin. I also kind of did just realize mentioning the Shadow Realm is a little bit spoilers. Sorry about that, but yeah, I guess the gameplay does involve some spoilers and stuff like that. Anyway, also we do have our own train, which I am loading into right now. We also have a shooting range. I haven't entered this yet. I don't really care to, but there's different things inside the train. You can also get different items throughout the quests and stuff like that here, and they will be displayed on these tables. Then there's also this Prime Ice Communicator. This is how you can claim your daily commission rewards and basically communicate to Catherine without having to go to the Adventurers Guild.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild headquarters.
Yep, just like that.
Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Yeah, so pretty much you can claim rewards through here instead of having to go to the Adventurers Guild. I am not 100% sure. This is, considering you can teleport right next to the Adventurers Guild here, or whenever it's up here, you can just click on it and it takes you to the Adventurers Guild. It's a cool feature. It's just, you see the teleport waypoints right here in the Adventurers Guild right there. That's just, I'm sorry, but that's, I guess peak laziness is what I would say. But, hey, it's cool that you have two different things that you can claim, your commissions on. Of this, if you do not have the portable alchemy table, this is the only place that you can craft stuff in Snezhnaya, by the way. Alchemy is literally banned here, so the only one you have here is here on this train. There's also a back area with some seats right here. Nothing important, nothing special here. Let's go back up here. We're gonna go... Oh yeah, also this thing. And Shadow Realm Analyzer. This is another thing that you can, like, level up. You have different stamina in the Shadow Realm as well. I don't know how to get Shadow Wing drops. I'm stupid. Oh yeah, you get different rewards for... This is the rewards preview for leveling up the Shadow Realm Analyzer, which I guess you have to get those little Shadow Wing drops by going into the Shadow Realms wherever you can do that. It's in different areas, I think. Again, I have not played much of this, but I want to talk about it because this is so exciting. And then this is the front of the train. You can activate the navigation, and there's different areas you can go to. Pale Crown Palace. I haven't unlocked that yet. I think I'm still in the middle of doing that quest, but you can go to Snezhnograd. You can go... I can't pronounce any of these, so I'm not even going to try, but you can just pretty much go to any little town or city that you want to in Snezhnaya, because Snezhnaya is huge. So, traveling by train is also just really cool. And it's a really cool feature. I really love this. I'm not going to go into the shooting range. Also, the treasure compass here, as said in Leaks, works very similar to how it did in Nodcry. So pretty much you have all these little different areas specific to Snezhnaya that you have to level up by getting cryo sigils and meeting a certain exploration requirement. You can click the construct button and it levels up your cryo treasure compass here like every other level that you get. So the next level that I do here will level up my cryo treasure compass and I will be able to do more with that. You can also of course get more of these tokens from world quests and stuff, meeting point chronicles and things like that. But there's different ones here. There's one in the cabin where you first appear, the first area you kind of go to in Snezhnaya, and then there is one at the theater right over here. And I think those are like the only two I have right now. I haven't gotten a third one, which is going to be like right here. I haven't done that meeting point chronicle yet. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be one somewhere like around here, probably somewhere in here maybe, because yeah, there's one right there, one over there. Yeah, so it's probably going to be somewhere like up in here at the Pale Crown Palace where I was like just at doing one of the world quests. But I'm really glad that the treasure compass works similarly to the one in Nodcry. That was such a good idea. Oh yeah, these are some weapon blueprints, but I don't have enough access level for them yet. Okay, now moving on, I actually want to talk about the way Snezhnaya looks, the designs of buildings, and everything like that, because honestly, this this is one of the I'm pretty sure, like the second largest nation in Teyvat. I think Sumeru beats it by a little bit, simply because of the desert, but this is one of the largest nations in Teyvat, and it's big. All the buildings and like the room here is just big. Especially like specifically in Snezhnograd. It's huge. Meanwhile, like the other places like Mondstadt and stuff are just tiny. But yeah, Snezhnograd is like huge. And the buildings and the way this area looks is awesome. A lot of people have been complaining about their graphics not like loading properly and just like being low. But honestly, for me, as someone with a really crappy computer, I've experienced no lag. My graphics, I think, are on like the highest setting possible. Probably not highest, for maybe like second to highest. But like, honestly, Snezhnaya just looks so like unique to me. It feels like a completely different game. Nodcry did a little bit, but Snezhnaya really just outdid it with feeling like a completely different game, especially with the different gameplay aspects to it. But if you look, just look at how like huge. And then in that building, I went to the very top of that. There is a cryoculus up there, but there's an easy way to get up there with these little, there's like these little orbs you'll find around the map, and you like hit them and it gives you a wind current and it will just automatically fly you up. You'll have your wind glider out and you'll just fly up automatically. And so yes, they did put a cryoculi at the very top of that palace right there, but they made it easy to get up there, so you don't have to worry about climbing and your stamina and stuff, even though I'm pretty sure at this point we are so trained with using all of our stamina, we could probably make it up there. We just have to cook a few stamina restoring and stamina usage reduction foods. But just look at how open this area is compared to like other main areas and other nations. It's big and it's really neat. It reminds me of Billabong from Honkai Star Rail, which is really nice. There is a cryoculus on top of this, but I got it. And then there's one at the other thing that's right in front of the theater. But overall, Snezhnaya is really cool design-wise and gameplay-wise. And I love how the rewards are similar to like Nodcry and stuff like that, because that means we are going to have plenty of rewards. At least in my opinion, but I think that's yeah, that's just a matter of opinion for other people, but I think the rewards are pretty satisfactory in my opinion. But I am one that's used to bare minimum, so maybe I'm lying. but I think that's just a matter of opinion. Let's see. I want to see this rewards for here. Yep, see, statue rewards, adventure XP, 80 adventure experience, 100 primo gems, 5 cryo sigils, and a quaint fate, and of course some extra stamina in case you are skipping, you know, leeway, everything else, and just going over here straight up. They started doing that in Natlan, I think, or Natlon, where you can get stamina from that one, just in case, you know, like you're not much of a lore player, you just play for the gameplay, and you're kind of like bored of the Archon quest, so you immediately just kind of go over to Natlon or Snezhnaya and you just want to explore, I guess. Or if you like just started the game and you're so excited for Snezhnaya that you just skip all the other Archon quests that you haven't done and you just go straight here, because you can do that. They're allowing people to do that. Hooray! I have collected so many Cryoculus. I didn't even think I collected that much, but I guess I did. And I'm already almost at level 3 already. That's cool. Okay, I actually want to see. I want to do a test. From now on, I'm not going to save my acquaint fates. I think I probably used one that I got from doing an exploration thing here. But I'm just going to save all of them. I'm going to see how many acquaint fates I can get from exploring Snezhnaya alone and leveling up the statues. And I'm going to probably, like, at the end of it all, like when Snezhnaya is, like, completely done, like, next year, maybe, I'll do a wish on the main banner. And, well, actually, no, that's not gonna work, because I'll probably get some from leveling up characters and stuff. But I guess I'll explore a lot of Snezhnaya, try to get, like, 100%, because I am a whale, I suppose, and I'm gonna try and see how many acquaint fates I'll get just from these areas alone, because it seems like we already are getting quite a bit rewards, despite there not being a lot of Snezhnaya released yet. Also, hold on, this is one complaint I have, because this is so stupid. So we're in Snezhnaya, right? Got a little thin passageway to Snezhnaya. And then, you know, there's all the little islands and stuff like that. And then we go over here, teeny little pathway to between Sumeru and Natlon. It's just, the map looks so, like, disgusting. And then there's this huge gap between Fontaine and Snezhnaya right now. I'm sorry, I know there's gonna be more later on, but it's just, why are we leaving huge gaps in the map and stuff like that? Like, this makes me mad already enough. I'm ready for this map to be fully completed, but it just kind of bothers me, because I'm like, there's, like, nothing that connects the two of them. Also, speaking of complaints I have, this right here makes me so unbelievably angry every time I'm walking around Sumeru and exploring. I can't cut across from here to here, because when I get, like, right in here, Paimon's like, how about we explore the area ahead of us later? So I can't with, like, this random cutoff in the map, too. Like, it makes me so, like, I think they should just bring this back just a little bit, because I get they don't want to, like, they don't want people going into areas that aren't unlocked yet, but this is just fully in the map. Like, makes me so unbelievably mad. Like, you could have finished, like, this little part right here and brought this down. Sorry, that just makes me so unbelievably mad, because it annoys me every time I try to cut across there. Or when I'm over there, because there was, like, an R&R over there that I needed, and I was trying to get all 76 R&R before Snezhnaya released, but now I'm too hyper-focused on Snezhnaya to do anything else. Anyway, I think that's all I'm talking about with the gameplay and stuff like that. And the looks of Snezhnaya. Oh, I forgot to mention something. So the little bar of, like, energy that I was talking about that's above us, this keeps us warm and keeps us from basically having sheer cold, which you experience sheer cold when you're first in Snezhnaya, because it makes sense. A lot of people were complaining about it, because they were like, who asked for this? And I was like, me. I did. I asked for it. I asked for the sheer cold, because it just makes sense, because why would we have it in Dragonspine and not Snezhnaya? You people would complain if it wasn't there. Sue me. But when we pick up the Eye of Graye, I'm gonna call it Graye. When we pick him up, he is offering us, see, like whenever we exit and go to the outside of Snezhnaya, of the Snezhnograd and stuff like that, it starts gradually going down, and depending on what area you're in, it'll go down faster. And there's these ores that are easy to hit. You mine them, you pick them up, and it replenishes it. There's also lanterns around Snezhnaya that also replenish your heat bar. But it's a cool little swap that you get after you pick him up. Because you pick him up whenever you first come into Snezhnaya. I'm spoiling like the entirety of the beginning of the Archon quest right now. I'm so sorry. But I mean, honestly, most of you probably should have been through the beginning by now. I'd hope. It's been a couple of days since they've released this. But anyway. Also, the characters. This is like the best thing I've ever looked at. Like they have literal, I don't know what they're called. They're like some type of fae, but they're like completely just animals, and it's amazing. I love it. And then I'm not done. Where are they? We have, this is a fully grown adult. It's a little, what do they call, like little like garden gnome or something. I don't know what they're called. I think they're different types of fae, I think. I don't know. They were referred to as a fae when I did this one quest, but I'm little guys. Little guys. Fully grown adult. It's so cute. She's as tall as Flint's legs. Not even. She like barely goes up to his hips. That's so funny. She's like leg length. That's hilarious. Actually, wait, hold on. How tall is she compared to like Sucrose? Okay, so like still about leg length. Like she goes up to Sucrose's hip. I think Cookie Shinobu is like the same height. Kalamina? Yeah, no, they're so tiny. They're shorter than the children. Okay, that's actually, this is so funny. I love them. They're so cute. You are so cute. You're a little elf. Oh, elf fae. I don't know what you are, but you're so cute. Little tiny guy. And then there's also the Jack Frost, which is another form of a living being, which is the Jack Frost village right here. We go in here. There's also a little quest that you can do here. But these are the Jack Frosts. They're so cute. Oh, they're scared of me. Don't be scared. Look at how cute. Oh, he has the belly button. Oh my god. He has a little belly button. I'm like terrorizing him right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, he's stuck. Hold on. I'll help you. Oh my god, and they literally just look. Yahoo! Yahoo? So cute. Sorry, this is quest spoilers. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Let's talk about. Oh yeah, you can see the heat bar going down a lot faster because the Jack Frost live in a little cold area with like no heat. Because they're made of snow and they're so cute and they have little belly buttons. Anyway, there's also new enemies. Oh, what's wrong? There's new enemies here as well around Snezhnaya. I need to get that Cryoculus. Around Snezhnaya, there's new enemies. Bears, they seem a little passive when you're first at Snezhnaya because Paimon goes up to them, Archon Quest spoilers, goes up to them and she's like, take a picture with them! But then whenever you go up to them, it's a whole other story. They're like, "Rrrr, rrrr." Yeah, see, he's like standing up. He's like, I know you're not trying to get me. Oh, I gotta run. Oh yeah, and there's also little like fae gang things. So like you have to fight some of like the fae that you see around here. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the tall lady. How long till I see good material of that, honestly? I'm you know what? I haven't been on Twitter a lot, so there's probably already good material of that. Anyway, Archon Quest spoilers. I'm gonna be talking about the entirety of the Archon Quest now. Just spoilers. In case you haven't fully finished the quest and you're at a certain part. But this Archon quest was probably one of my most favorite Archon quests, and I'm not just being biased or anything. I genuinely loved it. And the way that they ended the Archon quest with the Tsaritsa arriving back in Snezhnaya and her sitting on her throne, and then the quest zooms into her face, and then everything like freezes, and then it just stops. It's just peak. Peak. I don't know where I'm going to get this freaking thing, but the way they ended it was awesome, and the whole quest in itself was actually very interesting. It was a good pull into Snezhnaya and the lore. The reveals of the lore we got and things were just awesome. I need to find a good cryo character to like explore Snezhnaya with because a lot of stuff requires you to like use cryo on it, like these things right here. Yeah, and there's a lot of other gameplay aspects that I forgot. I was just trying to go over the main stuff, but like if you want to like go over anything that I missed, be sure to leave a comment about anything that I missed because I'm trying to talk about it all. Sorry. But the way that it began and the way that it just pulled us into Snezhnaya was just awesome, in my opinion. I loved it. That was like one of the best introduction Archon quest that I have ever played in the entirety of playing Genshin. Because from the moment you enter Snezhnaya till like the end of the Archon quest, it's super suspenseful. It's amazing. It really just like it has you addicted. Like it's like that first ever time playing Genshin. It really reels you in and just has you sitting here for like hours, like what happens next? What's this? Like what's going on? And it's so interesting because the Eye of Grai is like one of the first things you obtain, and it's such a little mysterious thing. I don't even know much about it yet. I'm still collecting his fragments, but it's so interesting, especially because it's like there's this tense moment where you get separated from Paimon, and it's all great. It's all amazing. And don't even get me started on the theater. That was one of the smoothest ways they could have done a quest like that, from having us in life in the real world to pulling us into that death curse and that death that Renova had us in. It was such a smoothest transition ever. And honestly, if I didn't have so many spoilers from like the leakers and stuff, I would have probably been. I was still addicted to it, even though the leakers told us like, oh, Renova and like it's Renova doing that and stuff like that, and then like all these people died and you have to resurrect them, and you have to figure out who's Renova to like resurrect them. I still like that. Like I didn't even know that that was the part I was doing until I seen the picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to like get into that part. I didn't know that we were in a completely different domain and that like it wasn't like none of that was real. Like we were just like in a little like afterlife thing, and that all of us were still like our bodies were still in the theater in like the real world, just sitting there because the death curse came up on Snezhnaya. And at first, I thought it was only the people in the theater, but it came over everybody in Snezhnaya as a whole, which was awesome. But there's this like scene where like the lights like it goes over to I think Mitya? What's his name? Mitya? I can't pronounce his name. God, sorry. I'm like butchering names, everything. But Mitya, it goes over I think it goes to him writing something down, and then it like transitions to the chandelier in the theater, and then the lights flicker. And they dim and they come back for a second. No one you wouldn't even know what was going on. That was one of my most favorite parts in the storyline, and the whole like the part where we were having to go through these dreams, like afterlife dreams, where we're running away from like the darkness or something, and you're like climbing up these stairs, and it's like it picks like two characters every day, and then it's like those characters like will give up in the end with climbing, and then oh hi, what is this? Oh wait, I can still open this. Okay, but then like two characters will be like, I don't want to go anymore, and then that's when they quote unquote like die in the afterlife, which they already are dead. But it's like it's the curse of death by Renova because she is trying to stop Snezhnaya from being technologically advanced and, you know, challenging the heavenly principles. And she even when we're talking to her, she like mentions Asmodee being missing. And then she also, like, later on in the quest, whenever we're, like, after the theater part where we go back and Piero has taken, Paimon, whenever we get into the, research lab, I think it's what it is, and, like, the curse of death comes up, we get out of it again, and the part where Renova, like, goes to Paimon, and she's like, that thing is coming with me. And then, you know, like, she charges up her powers, shoots it out, and then we try to stop her. We can't get to it on time, but then Piero comes in, shields it off, and he's like, "Nuh-uh, you're not taking my daughter, Paimon." And then that's when Renova tells us, like, she's a creation of Celestia, which I was right. I was right. Kudos to me. I was right. My theory was right. She is a celestial being of some sort. My theory was right. I mean, as if it wasn't obvious after we went into the Temple of Space, but... Or just obvious in the first place to begin with, but honestly, a lot of people were still trying to deny it, but hey, I was right. My theory was right. My theory was right. Now, she wasn't created by Asmodee or anything, but she was created by Celestia itself, it seems like. But she has no authority or powers of Celestia that at least Renova can see. So I wonder if at some point Paimon's gonna gain powers, because Paimon is actually kind of the equivalent almost of a child, despite her being 500 years old. Because Piero also proceeds to tell us that whenever he was using, or like whenever they were testing the technology, the Conrian technology that was used, you know, that they used to pull the fragments from the moon down, they actually used that technology before, whenever, a long time ago. And in response, Paimon descended from Celestia, and he said at the time her mind was the equivalent of an infant, so she didn't speak, she didn't know anything, and she was actually in Conria for the Cataclysm, and during her time here, she just had the mind of an infant throughout it, and then I guess later on, somehow she woke up and became magically knowledgeable. I don't know, you know, there's a lot we're missing with Paimon. Oh yeah, also when you step in water, it goes down faster too. But there's a lot that we are missing with Paimon still, because we're like, well, like, did she have, you know, that infant, like, mind whenever the cataclysm happened, I guess, and she was somehow yeeted into the ocean to be fished out by us? Or was she learning things over time? Because she's very knowledgeable about Tevat and the things around us for the most part. It's just the fact that she was never always this knowledgeable. But the only thing that Piero said was whenever she was first here, she had the mind of an infant. So it makes me wonder if, like, she learned stuff over time, and then over time grew almost like a child. And I wonder if at some point she's going to regain her memories about Conria, and she will be able to tell us about our sibling, Abyss sibling, and about how, like, what happened in Conria specifically. Because I think over time she might actually be able to regain her memories and strength, and, like, gain some sort of strength and maybe some celestial powers. But maybe she was never able to gain them because of the fact that she was pulled down from, I don't know what's going on, but the Holy Frozen. But anyway, I wonder if she was never able to have celestial powers because she was pulled down from Celestia so early, or maybe did Celestia create her to be given to us in Tevat? I don't know. But apparently the jester presented Paimon to a king, and the king was just not interested in Paimon because she had no celestial powers, she couldn't even speak or anything like that. Why am I doing a quest? Holy spoilers, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is like the area with the... Oh, and I'm just jumping down now. Forcing me into a quest. Sorry, I'm dialogue skipping maxing, but anyway. I think it's interesting because even though we now know and confirmed that Paimon's from Celestia, we still don't know a lot about her. Why was she created? How, you know, like, she ended up in Tevat, by descending, but wow, like how'd she end up in the ocean? Like, was it after the cataclysm? Was she fighting? So many questions, but we haven't gotten a lot of answers. Piero remembers her very well, so he might be able to tell us more later on. Also, I think it's cool that, you know, the Fatui had a little bit of iffiness about us, but now that they see that we are also against Renova, they seem to consider us an ally, and they are just kind of putting the past experiences with us behind, and they're teaming up with us. And of course, there are Fatui that we've helped, some Fatui we've beat. We've always integrated with their plans in a weird way, but you know, so obviously mixed feelings about us. I don't know how the streets feel. We don't know how the streets feels about us yet, but Piero has said it himself that he and the other Fatui consider us an ally now. Oh, what is this? I can't do that. Anyway, guys, this nation, my new favorite nation, right here. And I think I'm done with this video. I think I've talked about everything that I can think of. If there's something I left out or anything you guys want to mention about the quest or the gameplay, be sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Snezhnaya so far. And don't forget to check the links out in my description. Join my Discord server and my Roblox group. And also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video whenever I record when I'm not super extremely addicted to Genshin again. Bye!